why go through this process for Word of the Year? What's the payoff? Why is it worth it? And what would you encourage other companies who are thinking about like developing a Word of the Year system or process or methodology? Uh, what would you say to them? How would you advise them? So why go through it, and what would you advise others? Corey, maybe I'll start with you on this one.
Yeah, I think the time and the effort that's spent in trying to determine like a overall word that kind of galvanizes the organization, I think is so necessary. Again, that's part of like the strategic plan, just looking at it, and the word intent is used there a couple of times. So again, we're an organization that's filled with intent. We're an organization that's filled with purpose. And I think these are the kind of things, maybe they may seem small to many companies and organizations, but these are the things that kind of get you going in the right direction. Of course, going in the right direction don't mean that you take a couple left and rights and sometimes a few U-turns. But at the same time, this word kind of keeps us being our true north of where we're heading, even when we're getting kind of distracted in some ways. So I think it's most definitely necessary. And I think if I was a leader of another organization, I think I would definitely spend the time in making sure that the organization had like a true north and how they're headed. So the word of the year, I think, is a necessary project that should be embedded within every organization.
Okay. Thanks, Corey. And then Carl, I'll go to you next, and then we'll conclude with Lynn. Why go through it? What's the payoff? And what would you advise other companies?
The value isn't just having a word, from my opinion. I do think it's in the process of choosing it. And going through that work forces leadership teams to get aligned on the reality they're facing, the pressures ahead for us, right? And the behaviors they want to see when things get hard. And we get to choose our hard, right? And so for any company, that shared language becomes a simple, powerful way to turn strategy into everyday decision making. And the word of the year has movement to it, and so it serves as a north star for the entire organization. And every action and activity, we can point back to that. So and you look at our core values too, collaboration, it really ties in there. So get a lot more buy-in. I would really consider the process, if you're any other company, to include everyone.
Well said. Well said. Okay, Lynn, bring us home. Your thoughts in terms of what you might advise other companies, and also what's the payoff? Why go through it?
Okay, I'm just going to go straight to the fun. Okay. Like what we just said, what we're doing is hard. Maybe this is a little bit of fun that your company can have and a little bit of joy, whether that's the people in your company contributing to what the word should be, or if it's a word that the leadership chooses and pushes out to the company. But then it's all the things that we do around it at Broad River Retail. It might seem simple, but it's like a t-shirt that has a pioneering astronaut on the back of it at a store opening. And everybody's like, oh, and then 3 years from now, you're looking at one that has a Forward Together logo on it. And they're like, oh yeah, I remember that. I guess what I'm saying is it really draws people together, and the word's been used already today, but galvanizes them. Like we might have a different word for merchandising than we do, or in the Vibe Collective than we do in retail performance. But with Forge, we know at Broad River Retail, it's going to take all of us with a forging mindset to make 2026 what we really want it to be.
Well said, each of you. I agree. It does bring joy to like some hard things. I think it does bring out the behaviors that we want to see. And we know we've selected as we go forward to the year. But then when you look in the rearview mirror, a year doesn't become just a tick mark on a chart. It's got like it colors in the context. It becomes an artifact or a symbol to say, yeah, that's what that year was all about. Yeah, I remember that. We were forging together. We were forging forward. We were builders. We were going after craftsmanship. We accepted the pressure, and we were forged for more. So guys, thanks so much. Congratulations on being selected and voted as our word of the year. Great job on the presentation. That really wowed us, and it did galvanize us. And super, super proud that Forge is our word of the year. I can't wait to forge forward. I'm fired up. I'm forged for more, and let's go after it 2026.
Thanks for listening to Stories from the River. To check out more episodes, visit storiesfromtheriver.com. To watch this episode, go to youtube.com/@storiesfromtheriver. Join us again next week, and remember to like, rate, and subscribe to the podcast.